Nioh 3 fans, I have an amazing build that I've been enjoying so much, and I've been in the end game pretty much slaying all the bosses I possibly can with this build. It is a Windborn Ninja, is what my chat called it on the live stream. And today I'm going to do a full breakdown on it. You're going to learn about talisman, you're going to learn about different things that combinate to make a amazing build. Have fun with. It's a ninja playstyle where you're in the air fighting and getting multiple damage multipliers while you're in the air striking. Also, every time you hit the enemy, you're actually healing, so you're getting health every time, so you can be very aggressive. You're not a tank, you're very light and capable of dodging a lot, but if you want to face tank them a bit, can get a little bit toxic and play that way as well. It also has some good ninjutsu. There's a different version that I made earlier on when I was first starting to mess around with ninjutsu. There's a lot of stuff that's possible with that as well. So tons of different things that create multiple play styles within it. I want to kind of discuss it overall because I did a full playthrough of the game as a ninja and I had a blast. So let's get into it. We're gonna dive deep. In the background, you're watching a level 130 or something like that boss going in with me as a ninja and just casually playing on stream to showcase the build a little bit. It's not one of those no hit runs or anything crazy like that. Just me relaxing, talking on the stream and showcasing what the build is capable of. Even though I didn't use the buffs the whole time and I didn't use the auto heal system that I have for it, we basically amplified it in many ways as well. And you can do the same when you create this version of the build. Plenty of things to get into. We're going to dive deep down the rabbit hole and I want to take you through every single step. So let's get going. First things first is, yes, this is a ninja playstyle. We're going to get into the equipment. We're going to get into the martial arts and all of that good stuff. So lock in for that. We're going to start off with the talisman because this is general for anybody playing the game. These talisman are very powerful. Okay. You got the weakness talisman that gives you a debuff, lowers your strength, enemy strength, I'm sorry, and you're able to debuff them and put out more damage. Then you have power, which actually gives you better attack damage. And those are the two that you want. Carnage is very hard to get, but if you get it, you get more damage, but your defense gets lowered. So you probably don't want to have this unless you're really good at evading, but it's very useful. Then you have Soul Purge, another one to buff your damage. Be careful with this because it does lower your familiarity, but I love it, so I use it, and that's that. As far as the main one for the build, to be able to have auto heals unlimited is right here. Okay, extraction. In the middle of a fight, before a fight, you'll pop this, and in the middle of a fight, you can take a break, back off, and pop this very quickly. And what it does, it gives you Rita, which is a way for you to get leveled up, right? So every time you hit someone, you'll get Rita. But the trick with the build is that this Rita that you'll be getting is actually going to be used to heal you. And it's a cool method that I have put together here with life recovery Rita absorption. So the 5 pieces that I have on are completely Rita based. They're not even great pieces of gear. They just had Rita and I threw it on to be able to get that auto heal consistently. So even though they're not highest level, the highest defense, fact that I have that heal allows me to stay alive a bit longer and deal with different bosses and to handle the fights as I go. Okay? So this is something you can put on top of that, and all you do is you pop the extraction, which is going to let you get Rita when you hit enemies, and then you just get super aggressive, and when they hit you, you'll keep healing. And it's awesome because the delay of the heals come after you hit them and you absorb the actual Ritas. So, they'll probably do a little damage, but then you'll keep healing as time goes if you put out the damage. Okay. And all you want to do is do it like I did and pretty much lock in anything with Rita. Little pro tip, very easy to do. is that you hit square here on the PlayStation, you go to filter, and then you go to special effects, and all you got to do is click on life recovery and then go to Rita absorption. And when I do that, it'll filter out everything that I have and show me what has Rita absorption. Look, I got another piece right here. I'm gonna lock it, and the reason I lock it is so I won't ever dismantle it or throw it away unless I purposely unlock it. Okay, and so you can see I only got 3 pieces for the chest, and then if I went down the line, you'll be able to see that I don't have hundreds of these. But when you do get it, lock it and keep it. You can do that with weapons as well. As you can see right here, this weapon has life recovery Rita, and I did the exact same thing that I just told you guys, which is look, oops, took off my weapon, look at it and filter it the way I explained, which is go in here, go to Rita, hit search, and that's the only one I have for the ninja at the moment. So that is just one example of how you start the build to be able to have infinite health regen consistently, and then you put on the talisman extraction to have that happening, and then you put these on for DPS purposes. Okay, and that's how you're going to do damage and stay alive. Everything else, yes, I would love to re-roll everything and have a perfect build, but again, the game just came out and we're here just putting together pieces that work very well. Okay, now that you have that, I do want to talk about the build and the play style, and I showcased a little bit of what it does and why it's savage. But I want to go into the customizations and discuss one of the ways you can play. There's multiple ways, but this is one of the ones I like the most, and it's the dual blades. And you have Cloud Dancer, right? Cloud Dancer right here, what it says is hitting an enemy while mid-air, you applies a extra damage when you're attacking. Hitting them with another attack amplifies that. So you're going to be able to buff up your damage and consistently get more damage as you go, consistently hitting them. You can do things like this, which has multiple hits, and it is going to give you Rita to be able to heal yourself, but it's also going to start up that avalanche of multiple hits. Now, the main thing that I use to start off the fights, you have to go to the Crucible to get this. It's called Divine Flight, and basically I charge in the air towards somebody, and I can repeat this over and over, back and forth, until my stamina wears out. Okay, and I want to kind of showcase that literally in the fight so you can see it in person and say, what the heck is he doing? Yes, this is the way I created this build, and I purposely made it this way to be able to have that type of synergy. When you see me get in there, you're going to be like, oh wow. So in, out, you might not notice it, but I'm going between, back and forth, and basically that is the way that you play this build. And you also do combinations in the air while you're in there. You can do upwards attacks like this to get in the air. There's a lot of variations, but just hitting square while you're in the air lets you do 3 or 4 hits back to back, and then you can keep popping off. And then there's even cool stuff while you're in the air where you can do a leg kick, for example, and do multiple attacks just off of this one. It was called Endless Rain. And so all of these mid-air ones are useful to throw within your combos and switch it up. This is the playstyle that I have, the exact setup for this, and the way I was looking as a ninja and doing the aerial attacks, things like that. Now, I want to talk about stats, but just know I was playing with this early game. I'm at the end game now, but you basically don't need much of this. The magic at 25 is exaggerated. You only need 3 talisman. You need the extraction to be able to auto heal, and then the others for extra damage. Okay, so you put those 2 on and you're good to go. You can have like a 15 or less, or even 10, minimize the talisman, but I have it at 25 because I want 6 talisman, 5 talisman instead of 6. And then I have skill, which is the main focus for the ninjutsu stuff, which we'll talk about that in a minute. And then the rest is just casual. You don't really need it. It's quality of life. elements. I do like a little bit of stamina and heart at 15 or so, because it just lets you get extra shots in and do your thing from there. But I did want to go through a couple of key things in here outside of that that you might want to think about. Again, the Guardian is up to you. You just play with it. It is what it is. I use the Guardians as a way to recover my actual stamina. When I have no stamina and I'm spamming, I wait and use my Guardian ability, not the actual full version, but these Spirit Forces ones, where I'm able to just pop one while it's doing the animation. It heals my key recovery, and then I keep going back into my fight, and then I repeat that process over and over. And that's the only trick that I'll say about that. And like I told you guys, you're gonna erase, Soul Purge, Carnage, and then you can just have power, weakness, and extraction, or extraction and power, or extraction and weakness. You know, those two. You really don't need a lot of magic to do this. You can take off these completely because we don't even need them. They're just there for show. And then as far as skills go, yes, I put on aerial attacks. You have the aerial attack specifically, which increases my damage. And then aerial master, which my key doesn't get drained fast. Very good. And then dodging in general is just really good to have as a ninja. Personally, I love that. And then the miss leaves an after effect. And then if the enemies get on it, it restores a good amount. This isn't necessary. I just have it because I like miss. And this is the one that I say is really good when you're throwing. And this is a different playstyle, but I play the whole game doing this, which is hitting people with special effects, status effects, and causing confusion, causing the damage by having all the different stats buffing. And so this is a good one. You can take this off, you can take the other one off and have extra for other things that you might want to do. And then last but not least, I just threw this in there as well as another shuriken. But the truth is, I was using ninjutsu with this playstyle, because when I wasn't inside attacking and I was away buffing, I would throw ninjutsu. So I had all the ninjutsu buffs. There's a lot of them in here. And put those in instead and end up really dominating against these guys if you feel like it. And then as far as the general one, I don't really go too crazy. I like my living artifact to stay alive the whole time, so I put that on, which is really nice. And then being able to burst break consistently is super necessary in my opinion. And then the one and only thing that's a must have for everybody is awakening. No matter what, you have to put this on. Just my opinion, until they pull out other things that are useful, unless you're not using magic at all. But the way this build is, you're always popping these magics, and you always need that in your playstyle as you go forward. Okay, and that's the general breakdown of the build. Again, I've done crazy things with this thing. I beat the whole game as a ninja, and I absolutely loved it, to be honest with you. And you guys should definitely look into it, having some fun. And you don't need to play the ninja the whole time. You can turn into the ninja for a while and then switch over to the samurai. This will be the play style that you can have for the ninja when you need it, and then switch back. I'll say this, there's only been like one boss who actually gave me a run for my money when I put this build play style on. And it was just getting used to his attack, where he has an aerial attack. Other than that, pretty much every boss cannot handle or figure you out because you're just spamming them as you go. Okay, hope y'all enjoyed this deep dive breakdown. Got a lot of tips and tricks on the channel. Go check them out. Peace.